Today on the Everything Food podcast, we're stepping into a world where food isn't just a service, it's healthcare. Chef Brandon Watkins, an account manager with Healthcare Services Group, oversees kitchens that feed some of our most vulnerable neighbors. From nutrition standards to staffing to patient satisfaction, he's responsible for making sure every plate supports dignity, wellness, and the quality of life. What's up, Chef?
Hello, sir. How you doing today, man?
I can't complain, man. Nice seeing you. Nice having you here. Just tell us who you are. I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes, sir.
give us the Chef Brandon.
So, Chef Brandon, I was born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama. Big shout outs to that. Been in Cincinnati, Ohio now for about 17 years. I've done everything from nursing homes, hospitals, casinos, hotels, private chef. It's all around the world for me. One thing about me is I've learned and I've applied myself to not just learn the cooking aspect, but to study it. And so that's one thing that I love to do. I love to study food. Father too is also a chef, so it's in my bloodline, man. I just love doing this. I love to serve people, visually and naturally also, and I just love the food, man, itself. That's a little bit about myself.
So Pops was a chef, huh?
Chef too.
It was crazy, man. My sister called me one day, I believe. She's like, I got this picture for you. And it was a picture of my grandmother with a chef outfit on. And I was
Oh
blown
wow,
away. And I
wow.
never got to meet her because she passed, like I wasn't even a year old when she passed.
Hey
So
man,
it
it's
was
so
like,
important because even my son now, he's 17 and he wants to go into this field. So man, it's a generational thing, man. It can go far. So yeah.
oh, we 3 generations.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
For
Boy, the
sure.
family outing at y'all house would be off the chain.
Hey, yes, sir. We trying
I
to get
couldn't live
get
with
a
y'all for
family.
90 days. I'd be 340 pounds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what first drew you into the healthcare food service part, and what kind of keeps you passionate about it?
Man, healthcare is you already know, it's one of its own identities, but it's something that's important because you got vulnerable people that you're fixing food for, whether it's, uh, the, it could be babies as well. Because I've cooked before for, small kids. Now I'm cooking for the people in nursing homes, things like that. So this is very important, man, to make sure that these people get the right foods because somebody could choke or die. It's important to make sure they have the right diets because they're vulnerable now. So nutrition is very important. The older you get, nutrition is very important to them as well. And so these things are very important. I try to make sure my staff knows this as well, that it's important that we do the right thing at the right time because one mistake could cause something really bad and drastic. So it's just important, man, that we treat these people like, our own people. That's why I always tell them, treat them like, it's your mom, it's your family members, and just make sure that you're doing the right thing at all times. So,
Because then it's one thing to find somebody, in a regular setting, even at home, who's just maybe allergic to something, kind of get irritated or break out in hives. But when it's a life on the line, according to how you feed, it's serious.
yes, sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
a
Man, yeah,
game changer,
definitely.
And with that, the people around you. So that kind of leads straight into my next question. So, how do you train your staff without sacrificing the standards and the complex needs of your residents? Because you got to convey that to them and hope they follow suit, and don't come in tired one day and won't cut corners. Because again, it could
That's the
cost in
hardest
these
part, bro.
situations, it could cost a life.
Man, that's the hardest part, like of the healthcare services field that I do is that making sure that my staff know how important it is. Because, like you said, it could be shortcuts or whatever. But man, those shortcuts could cause a life. Seriously, I had an incident recently where it was that close, man. I'm talking about close to
Mm.
being there. Like, and so I had to really, really drill to them how important it was that they follow suit by what we're doing. So those things are very important, man. We try to make sure that I always watch them too. I'm another eye, and so I have three
Right.
people on my line too, just to make sure that everything goes right. If one person falls, I'll tell them all of them fall. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's important, man, to just
Because
have
in
them
your
accountable.
situation,
Yeah.
you almost guaranteed to micromanage. You got
Oh,
to.
definitely got to. No
Yeah,
ifs, ands, buts
and don't
about
have
it,
no
bro.
excuse
Yeah.
about it. Whoever
Yeah.
man, oh well.
Facts, facts. And so that's why I've learned a thing about this field more than anything else, more than more than the hotel field, those type of things. That this healthcare is just an important aspect of food, just to make sure that people do the right thing at all times. Most definitely.
Hmm. So explain to us, a lot of times, you see, I don't know what you call it, like jokes and memes about healthcare and hospital food.
I gotcha. I know
You
you're
know
going
where
here.
I'm going,
Yes, sir.
because the memes
So
is always, it's gray, it's dry,
yeah.
what's chef what's Chef Brandon putting on the plate?
So you already know. So me personally, of course, we do have to follow guidelines. Let's get
Right.
that straight first.
And
Got to
those
follow
guidelines
guidelines.
are federal, state, and
Yeah,
local, right?
yes, sir.
Mhm.
All three aspects of that is definitely responsible for. But also, I also make sure too that I'm tasting my food, because when you taste your food, you will know what you need. A little bit more here, and more there. Something that I can't do that in. Since sometimes I cannot go that far, but there's time that I have a little room to shake whatever little room to make sure the food tastes well. And that's
Right.
one thing that I've put into my staff, that if you can't eat it, don't serve it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so people even at this level still respects good food, good tasting food. They love to see it, presented well too as well. That's another aspect of it.
Presentation is king.
Presentation is key, man. So all those things, man, I try to put in my staff. Nursing homes, sometimes the staff and people don't know how important it is, but me as a chef that I've been around a while, I try to put those things into it too as well. And so when they see me cooking, they can see that as well. And so I try to make sure they do the same thing as well. So yeah, man, those things are very important. And I'm always on that part of it a lot,
Yeah.
because I try to make sure that they understand that food is from pretty much all sites. Like all your senses, food comes from that, man.
Yeah.
And so, they gotta always present that well, and so make sure that, those going well. So I'm a game changer, man. You already,
I
understand that.
already
I'm a game
know.
changer.
I already know. That's why I had to get you on here.
I'm a
Blow
game
the
changer.
channel
So,
up.
oh yeah, I'm a game changer, man. So I make sure that my staff learns that, understands that, and try to make sure that's an important key factor to the potential of food as well.
So you basically, you there hands on, like you say, I don't make no excuse for it. I'm micromanaging, I'm detail oriented, and I'm making sure it's right, because
Yes, sir.
I got to deal with the customer and or the client and everybody behind them. Because,
Facts.
a lot of people
It
think, well,
falls on me. Yeah.
I just need to impress the person that's paying the money.
No.
No,
Now all
no.
that fall. No, no, it's a chain. It's a chain of command, man. It all falls back. Me being this is my first time. Let me say this too. This is my first time, or a second time, I say, being over a whole kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, I've learned that
Because when I
it
met you, you was
falls
at
on.
Job Corps, right?
Yeah. I was out
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, doing all that. So, but even that culinary part of that too. Now it falls on me. So what I present to other people falls on me. Then I gotta hear to my boss and other people like that. So, it's important that it stops with me. I always say that it stops with me. I try to make sure it stops here. That I don't have to keep on going up the chain. And so whatever problems that arises, I can handle it right then and there. And so make sure it's good. So
Yeah, because in your position, you're not, the funding isn't coming from how many plates you sell and how many drinks. It's donations, it's
yes, sir.
things
Yes,
like
sir.
that. And you had those audits. People just show
Right.
up randomly, and they
Facts.
want to see that you doing what you say you agreed to do with the money.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know,
sir. Yeah. I mean, I have audits coming from everywhere, man. Like they want to make sure that the nursing home facility,
yeah.
is always has an eye on things, and that
Mhm.
anytime some come up that we are we're making sure that things are right temperatures. You got to make sure that your presentation is right, your size, the cup sizes,
Portion
portion sizes,
control.
all controlled, man.
Yeah.
All those things, man.
All
I
the
can deal with all that.
ingredients,
Yeah,
whether it's
ingredients,
the
yeah, all that.
sodium.
Yeah, so I
Believe
deal with
me.
all those things, man. Puree diets, all those things, man, come
Right.
from what I do every day. So yeah,
But it's funny
definitely a key.
because
Oh yeah,
if you've never did it, once you start doing it again, it's just another branch of the culinary, and you'll
yeah,
catch on. All of a sudden,
right.
a light start going off and stuff start making sense, and you able to improvise. You able, oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah, and then it also teaches you as well, like when you get older, you know what I'm saying? Like when we get older, it teaches you that this might be you. And that's why I try to
Oh
tell my
man, I
man,
say
come
that
on.
all the time.
I mean, I tell my clients all the time, I said, man, what y'all present now, you don't know this, but this might be you. It's
Yeah,
gonna
this could
reverse.
be me
It's gonna
one
reverse,
day.
bro. You know, it's gonna reverse. And so somebody might fix you something like that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be older. So those things, man, are key,
Man,
man, key factors, bro. So I've learned that too. Now in my mind, I'm like, man, this could be my mama or my auntie or somebody else, whatever.
it could be.
Yeah, I
It's
gotta,
gonna
yeah,
be
it could
me
be
one
me.
day.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
one
be
day, yeah,
sitting
for
somewhere
sure.
probably in assisted
Yep.
living. Some chefs gonna
Facts.
be coming in there, talking like me and you talking. I
Yes,
don't
sir.
know if he telling the truth or not. Well,
Facts.
we might
Facts.
get
So
into an argument. I might have to cut him.
right.
I'm gonna
Yes,
have to
sir.
show
Yes,
him I
sir.
still got some knife skills.
Right. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Something like that for sure. Most definitely, man. But yeah.
So, and the resources. So that's important because again, you're not making money off of selling plates and drinks and
Right.
renting out event spaces and stuff. So the cash is coming from donations, sponsors and things like that. Quick, I don't know if that type of facility, but is this the type of facility where you're cooking for and all of a sudden you come to work one day and you hear, Miss So and so passed.
Yeah, that happens, man. That happens. Definitely happens. Sometimes one lady, I tell you about, I'm playing this story. One lady asked me for something that was not on my menu at all. So I still gave it to her, presented it. But she like evidently knew it was gonna be her last meal, man.
Mm,
And that thing hit my heart. I'm talking about it hit me. It hit me, doc. I said, wow, like what if I did not, give her what she wanted at that time? The next
mm.
morning she came in, she had passed. So I think, man, just being a nice person too, man.
Wow.
Being a nice person goes beyond this job, man, and being who you are and understanding the role of a good chef and how it presents them and how it could be a last meal, whatever. Those type of things, man, are key. So I try to make sure I don't put my heart into it too, as well. I put my heart into the job to make sure that I'm not just a chef, but I'm a people person too as well. I'll go on the floors. I'll speak to people. I'll sit there with them playing bingo, man, those things. So I'm a people person. So I try to make sure that, I put smile on their faces besides what I do in the culinary, arts, kitchen, whatever. I try to make sure they still see my face around the place,
Hmm.
whatever, and they know who I am. And so anytime they can stop me and say, whatever, meal wasn't good today, whatever, those type of things, man. I love to get criticism because I try to hit them on head on. So the next time I won't make the same mistake next time. So I don't run from that, man, at all. I try to make sure that they present it to me, give it to me. I still be nice to them, of course, as well. And I do, man, as a chef. And so those are things that I've learned, man, while in being in this culinary field. So
Yeah, it's a lot of times people think just because you're chef, that's the open door, that's the key to it all. And again, you said a valid point, just being a people person.
yes, sir.
Not only being a chef, but being a human being, being a
Facts.
steward of the community, being a people person, having fun,
Yeah.
joke. Somebody drop something, pick it up,
Yes. Yes, sir.
go, pick up their plates, even though the job might be somebody else's. Let me take that plate for you.
Yes, sir.
Let me help you with that bag. Let me hold that door for you.
I
So
mean, yeah,
it's a lot go into play,
things that
man.
your mama taught you, and those things, man. Those good morals and those type of things, man. They go a long way in this field. So
Okay, now we've talked about Chef Brandon, the nonprofit guy, but see, I met Brandon, the chef, the
yes,
chef with the business.
yes,
So
sir.
so can we do we still get flashes of that?
Of course, of
Okay.
course, yes, of
Okay. All
course.
right. All right.
Maybe not as much as
I
I
might
used
have to
to.
put in a fake phone call. Just
Come
place a
on.
fake order.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I think being a culinary chef is beyond the job. I love to do this, so I do have a business outside of here as well that I cater at as well. I still do private chef stuff too as well. I need to get more into that more.
Okay. Now,
Sometimes it's yeah.
give us the information on that. How do we connect with you?
Okay, so I'll send it to you, but I definitely have you do it by my email address, apbwatkins82@gmail.com, or you can do it by my number, which is 513-375-5897. You can hit me up anytime, do an order. We can talk about it. We have a meeting. Most time we have a meeting. We can talk about what you need in the meeting.
Consultation.
Consultation. Yeah, how many people you need me to serve? All those type of things. Now I do have a team now as well, so that's a good thing. I don't have to do it by myself now,
Right.
and so I do have a partner with me, whatever, and we kind of just handle things, man, together and do a team flow, and we work real well together. We do caterings from Indian Hills, all kind of places, man. We around here doing things. I just
That's
think,
what's up.
I just think we just need to do it more. Of course, sometimes me being the account manager at this job, it's hard because somebody might call off or those type of things. So now I gotta come here, this and that. So I have to find the right time to do it. But I'm trying to get a staff now where I don't have to be so here so much all the time, but I can do other stuff outside of here so that I can present myself as well to the community as well. So
Okay. All right. Well, we
oh yeah,
got you. We here to support you. Always have been. I met you. We talked a few times. I said, hey,
yes sir,
man, I need some help over here. You came over,
yes sir.
and that was it. That was
Yeah,
history.
wait. Let's talk about that for a minute because most chefs don't do that. So let's talk about that for a little bit. Like me personally, I'm not such a chef where I kind of like it's all mine. Like nah,
Right.
I love to partner with other chefs and other people. And one day, mark my word on this, one day I'm gonna get other chefs together, man, and we're gonna work together because this job doesn't have to be about, me making all the money all to myself. Nah, it's enough bread for everybody out here. And so one day I wanna have a like culinary expo, like where chefs come in, we have our own little table, whatever, and people come in and taste our food, all those, man, I wanna do all that. Like my mind, my brain is big, man. So I want to make
Okay.
sure that I change the game about chefs that we don't have to always compete with one another, but we can work together with one another. So that's what I'm all about, man.
I like working with other chefs.
Yeah,
Because I feel like I've never learned enough and I never will. I'll die with,
right.
you know, 30, 40, 50 years worth of culinary knowledge still on the table, still untapped. So I'm always game.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
if is it like that on the other side? Maybe not.
right.
I could be stuck in my ways sometime. But for the most part, I want to come in. I'm excited about food. It ain't just something to make some money off of. It ain't just something I just put out there because I ain't have anything else to do. It's a passion of mine. If I walk into a
Right.
kitchen, I'm excited. I can't stand still. I'm fidgety.
Hmm.
I'm like a 10-year-old, who just swallowed a whole bag of candy, a whole bunch of stuff with sugar in it. So, because it's exciting,
Yes, sir.
I'm always willing to work with somebody, willing to do something with another chef, another
Yeah.
crew. I don't have to be in the front.
Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah, I'm the
My
same way.
skill
So
set gonna speak for itself. So,
there you go. There you go.
that knife gonna do all the talking.
Yes, sir. I mean, of course, like being a chef, you do have that part of you where, like, you know, can't nobody do it like me, you know what I'm saying? And that's fine and
Right.
cool, you know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing as well. But also to be humble as well, and to be able
Yeah.
to work with other people, man, is definitely a key thing too as well. So
Because you got baseball teams. The pitcher can't be the catcher. The
right.
outfielder can't be the first baseman. But if they play their part the best way they can, we win.
Yes, sir, yes,
The
sir. And
whole
that's what it's all
team
about.
wins. But if if you on the Raiders and number one pick quarterback and the rest of the team garbage, it don't matter.
Facts. Yes,
It
sir.
don't matter what you're doing. It don't matter your TV show you on, what uniform you got, what kitchen you cooking out of. If one person is trying to be the star of the show, it ain't gonna never work.
Yeah, that's true.
We all have our individual strengths and weaknesses. I just try to play on my strengths,
Oh yeah. Most
just
definitely, bro.
being but love you, brother.
Love you too, sir.
We gonna get together again.
Hey, let's
The
do it, man.
opportunity.
For real.
Matter of
Yes, sir.
fact, I do need to call you because I do got something in plans.
Hey,
This
call me
this
up.
podcast was meant to be because now the bell is firing, and I do. I got
Let me
I
say
got
something else to you too. I did see one of your episodes with the chef on there from Cincinnati Cooks as well.
Jeff Marcus.
Yeah, I want to say something about that real quickly. I want to
Okay.
tap into that because, being that I'm a account manager now, I need some good certified chefs, man, that can come work with me. And so I need to partner with different other people in different other areas and places that the Cincinnati has, whether it's, Cincinnati Cooks, whether it's Cincinnati, where you went to school at, whatever.
Cincinnati
When you go to
State.
school at Cincinnati State, all those things, man, whatever it
Yeah,
is. Yeah, I need to,
and that's your network. That's
yeah, my
your
network. Yeah.
right. That's if Cincinnati State, Cincinnati Cooks. I was going to Cincinnati State, volunteer at Cincinnati Cooks. went to school at Cincinnati State, graduated. Always, if it's something that I need, I will walk in them doors. I still got stains on my chef jacket. I'm still breathing hard.
Yes, sir.
And I need an answer.
Hey,
I need a
facts.
body. I need a few
Yes, sir.
bodies. I need some help. I need to rent the kitchen, something.
Right. Yes, sir.
And that's the industry we in.
Yes, sir.
That's the vibe we in, whether it's culinary arts or not. If you're a
Yes, sir.
mechanic, if you're around, like they say, if you stay in a barbershop long enough, you're gonna get a haircut.
Right. Right. Most definitely.
You're a
Yes, sir.
mechanic, you hang around with other mechanics. You hang around with chefs. We hang around with cooks. We hang around with dishwashers.
Yes, sir.
Prep people, gourmet,
Mhm.
whatever it may be. The bartenders, the waitresses, the bussers.
Right.
And
Yes, sir.
it's talk. And I found that's the reason I wanted to start this podcast, because I found myself sitting around having these conversations, and I would be blown away by the conversations. I'm like, but ain't nobody else hearing them but us. We just sharing them amongst each other.
That's
We're
good,
not
man.
sharing them with other people, other culinary people, other people in general.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
it's but thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure, man. Anytime you need me, you already know. It's a pleasure, bro.
Same here. Big thanks to Chef Brandon Watkins for giving us a look into the world where food and healthcare collide. His works remind us that feeding people isn't just about flavor, it's about dignity, safety, and compassion. Stay curious, stay hungry, and keep questioning everything food. Thank you, Chef. I'm going to give you a call.
Yes, sir. Love you, man. I'll be good.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Have a great day.